Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to have you join me on this transformative journey. You see, every day we dive into a powerful conversation about self-discovery, healing, and empowerment. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery, where we believe that loving yourself is the first step to living a fulfilling life. You can expect insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories. Plus, we'll occasionally welcome special guests who will share their unique perspectives on self-love and personal growth. So get comfy, grab your favorite beverage, and let's embark on this journey together. Because it's time to embrace the beautiful person that you are. So let's elevate our lives one episode at a time. Now let's get started. All right, my beautiful people. Well, welcome to a very special Transform Tuesday here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. I'm your host, Nyomi Banks, and today marks our finale of our February series of cultivating self-compassion through music. Yes, through music. So remember in the beginning of the month, I had this message, this epiphany at my altar when I thought that we should do something special for our Tuesdays. Just for this month, especially we're talking about cultivating self-compassion and about healing. And one of my first loves is music. And I thought, what better way to use music in healing of ourselves? But I can't take that off of myself because that was a message that was given from God. But honestly, what a beautiful journey that it has been, over these past weeks that we've broken down 4 powerful songs that have given us tools, wisdoms, and medicine for our souls. But today we are creating a symphony. We are creating a symphony from all of these notes that we gathered, from Earth, Wind, and Fire's On Your Face to Whitney Houston, I Didn't Know My Own Strength, Yolanda Adams, I'm Gonna Be Ready, and Pastor Mike Jr.'s Winning. And each of these songs has offered us a unique pathway of self-compassion. And together they create a complete roadmap for loving ourselves, even in life's most challenging moments. Now, as we wrap up this month theme and we prepare for our March focus on letting go, I want to show you on how self-compassion is actually the foundation that makes letting go possible. How it makes letting go possible, where you can't release what you haven't first embraced with love, right? You can't release what you haven't first embraced with love. So before we dive into this, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to transform this Tuesday, right? It's your girl, the Goddess, Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And we'll be right back.
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good. If I celebrate the good, then I live the good. So I can be paid to be my greatest. But I have to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
Hey, it's your girl, the Goddess, Nyomi Banks, and make sure you tune in every Thursday night to Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about everything from love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. By bridging the gap between them all, and we even talk about spiritual uplifting. You need to stop by. Me and Dr. Mike, as well as the BTG crew. We have some amazing guests that come through. You never know. Just make sure you tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to axnyomi.com and tell them Nyomi sent you. All right, my beautiful people, well, welcome back. But before we dive deeper into this, let's ground ourselves first, all right? One last time for this month energy on this Transfer Tuesday. So I want you to find a comfortable position, and if you are somewhere safe, you can close your eyes as we begin our meditation, all right? So now take a deep breath in through your nose and release slowly through your mouth. I want you to feel your body settling into this sacred moment. Now I want you to place one hand on your heart and place the other one on your face. And just as we learned from Earth, Wind, and Fire, the way you feel shows on your face. Feel the connection between your inner state and your outer expression. Now as you breathe, I want you to imagine a golden light beginning at your heart and expanding outward. And this light carries Whitney Houston's message, I didn't know my own strength, reminding you of the resilience within you that has carried you through every challenge. Now with each breath, I want you to affirm Yolanda Adams' wisdom. I'm gonna be ready. Ready for your healing, ready for your growth, ready for your divine appointment with joy. Now I want you to expand that light to surround your entire being, embracing Pastor Mike Jr.'s declaration of that it's my winning season. Everybody around me is winning. I want you to feel how your compassion for yourself creates a ripple effect of victory for others. Now I want you to take one final deep breath in, bringing together all 4 songs, wisdom. And repeat after me. I authentically express my truth. I honor my inner strength. I stand ready for my blessings. And I claim my winning season. I want you to carry this symphony of self-compassion with you as we prepare to move into a season of letting go. And when you are ready, please open your eyes. All right, my beautiful people, if you are new here to the Season of Self-Love podcast, this is something that we do every day, Monday through Friday. And again, I thank you for just sharing that moment with me right here. All right, so let's take a moment to reflect on this journey that we've been on together. Now, we began with this month with Earth, Wind, and Fire on Your Face, where we discovered the power of authentic emotion expression. And as you heard from yesterday's show with myself and Dr. Will, I talked a bit about code switching. And I shared a post of where in that moment, knowing that I'd done so much work on myself, that I could not dare show up unauthentic, that I had to show up with my authentic self. So no longer is there switch coding for me. But I want you to remind you of what that Earth, Wind, and Fire song said about having that authentic expression on your face. And I want you to remember this powerful line. It said, ain't it funny that the way you feel shows on your face? This was our first lesson in what self-compassion is in honoring our truth, allowing our emotions to be seen and refusing to hide behind the mask. You see, self-compassion begins with acknowledgement. You see, we can't love what we won't admit exists. And I'm going to say that one more time in case it got bumbled up in my expression. We can't love what we won't admit exist. So when we allow our faces, our bodies, our lives to reflect our authentic truth, that's the first step in loving ourselves completely. Then let's move on to Whitney Houston's I Didn't Know My Own Strength, where we discovered the resilience that lives within each one of us. You see, Whitney taught us that even when we crash down and we stumble, we don't have to crumble. And our second lesson in self-compassion was recognizing our survivorship and honoring our journey through pain. So self-compassion, it deepens with appreciation, not just for our joys, but for our sorrows too. And for the strength that we didn't know that we had until we were what? Until we were tested. And our third song came from Yolanda Adams. I'm gonna be ready. Which taught us about preparing our blessings even before we see evidence of them. You see, Yolanda showed us that self-compassion includes making space for our miracles. It means standing in faith when doubt is loud and believing in our worthiness to receive good things. And finally, just last week, in Pastor Mike Jr.'s song Winning, it reminded us that despite the chaos in our world, that we are still in our winning season.
I'm gon' win. You gon' win. Everybody around me with it. Yeah. Everything around me with it. Yeah. I'm gon' win. You gon' win. Everybody around
You
me
see,
with
all
it.
of this
Yeah.
completed our
Everything around me.
self-compassion journey, learning to declare victory over our lives even when circumstances suggest defeat, choosing to create an atmosphere of winning for everyone around us. So, my beautiful people, do you see how these 4 songs create a complete journey from honesty to resilience to readiness to victory? This is the full expression of self-compassion. And here where's the magic happen. You see, this journey perfectly prepares us for next month's theme of letting go. Because once you've heard, because once you've honored your truth with earth, wind, and fire, once you recognize your strength with Whitney Houston, once you prepared for your blessings with Yolanda Adams, and once you declared your victory with Pastor Mike Jr. Yes, it's so amazing. As I shared with earlier this year, towards the middle of January, and I said that, and again, I'm gonna constantly keep repeating this because this is confirmation, and this is just to let me know that Naomi, you are on the right path. Um, that I didn't plan for any of this to happen on a Tuesday. For music to be truly healing for us, and just to lead us right into letting go. Even with those 4 songs, I was at my altar when I received those 4 songs. But also listen to this, because I have to share this with you. There's something divine that happened this past week when Dr. Will and I were talking, and Dr. Will suggested a song for today's episode. And the song was Ain't No Stopping Us Now. Now, there are actually 2 powerful versions of this anthem, one by Starship and one by McFadden and Whitehead. So let me be honest. So when Dr. Will and I talk, we be in heated conversation and we be talking. And so in the heat of all that, I remembered the title, but I forgot who were the artists, who was the group that he said. And so when I was at my altar, and I was listening, and it was like, actually, there's neither one of these songs are supposed to be done today. But you're supposed to bring all 4 songs that we talked about this month and bring it to where, our listeners can understand. But something said, but you still need to talk about these 2 songs, at least give the song titles and the artist so the listeners could still go here and look at the words. Because both of them speak to us about unstoppable momentum to breaking through barriers. So if anything, this was a jump start for us for next month, a series of letting go. Really, maybe Dr. Will knew that, but I really didn't until I really sat down and I listened like, oh, but let me at least share it. Now, just from a glimpse, you see how powerful those songs are just from the chorus of those songs, right? So what I felt was a clear divine guidance that we needed to wrap up the 4 powerful songs that we've already explored and to see the complete picture that God has been painting for us through this musical journey. And it isn't that perfect, but because after we learn to express our truth, to recognize our strength, and to prepare for our blessings and declare a victory, then we truly understand what that ain't no stopping us now, what that is and what that means. See, that's that natural conclusion to our self-compassion journey. See, this is what God has been leading us toward, a complete understanding of self-compassion that prepares us for the freedom of letting go. So when you truly love yourself, when you've embraced the fullness of your journey, when you're finally ready to release what no longer serves you, that's what this all is. So I want to show you how these pieces fit together and how you can create your bridge to next month's theme. All right, y'all ready for this? All right, number 1 is Earth, Wind, and Fire and what it taught us. Earth, Wind, and Fire taught us to acknowledge our emotions honestly. And you can only let go of what you first acknowledged. So then we'll talk about our second week with Whitney Houston, where it showed us that our inner strength and our resilience. And see, for this, you need the strength to release what you've been holding. Yeah. And also in week 2, we had Yolanda Adams, who reminded us to prepare for our blessings. So for you to make space for new blessings by letting go of our old burdens. And then last week, with Pastor Mike Jr., where he declared that this is our winning season. And sometimes winning means walking away from battles that aren't your fight. It's not yours to fight. So my beautiful people, I want to do something. I'm going to try something right now, all right? So I want you to close your eyes if you can, and I want you to think about one thing. Think about one thing that you've been holding on to that doesn't serve your highest good. Maybe that's resentment towards someone who hurt you. Maybe it's doubt about your worthiness, or maybe it is fear about your future. And now I want you to apply these 4 songs, wisdoms. I want you to acknowledge how it truly makes you feel. That's that song On Your Face. And then I want you to remember your strength to survive it. I didn't know my own strength. And then I want you to prepare for the blessings waiting on the other side. I'm going to be ready. And then I want you to declare your victory over it right now. And that's winning. Yes. So as we close this special musical journey we've had throughout February, I want to give you a powerful integration practice that brings all 4 songs together and prepares you for March theme of letting go, all right? This week, I want to invite you to create your own self-compassion symphony, a personal playlist that becomes your soundtrack for release and renewal. And then here's how you do it. I want you to start your day with Earth, Wind, and Fire's On Your Face. And as you listen to it, I want you to journal honestly about what you're feeling, especially about what you need to let go. And remember, acknowledgement is the first step. Remember, that's the first thing in the morning. And then in the middle of the day, midday, I want you to play Whitney Houston, I Didn't Know My Own Strength. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to recall 3 times that you survived what was meant to break you. And I want you to feel that strength rising within you now. And then in the afternoon, I want you to listen to Yolanda's Adams, I'm gonna be ready. And I want you to write down what blessings await for you on the other side of the release. And I want you to get specific about what you're making room for. And then before you go to bed, I want you to play Pastor Mike Jr.'s Winning. And I want you to declare your winning seasons over everything that you're preparing to release. And I want you to see yourself already victorious. So see, my beautiful people, if you need that extra boost, you know what I want you to add in? Ain't no stopping us now to your playlist. Whether you prefer the Starship version or even the McFadden White Hands version. Let it remind you of the unstoppable force that you become when self-compassion leads to your freedom. And also don't forget that our Year Rebirth Workbook has a special section for this transition between monthly themes. Use it to document your journey from self-compassion to letting go, all right? And remember, next Tuesday, we return to our regular Transform Tuesday format as we begin our March series on letting go. This musical journey that we've been on was a special calling on my heart for February. And while we may revisit it in the future when divine timing calls for it, but I'm excited to return to our Core Transform Tuesday teachings for next week. So until tomorrow for Wisdom Wednesday, I want you to keep playing your symphony of self-compassion and keep honoring your truth, your strength, and your readiness, as well as your victory. And remember, ain't no stopping you now. This is your girl, the goddess Nyomi Banks here, and you are listening to The Season of Self-Love. Have an amazing day. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery and empowerment here at the Season of Self-Love podcast. Remember, embracing self-love is a continuous journey, and we're so glad to have you with us. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review. And don't forget to join our community on Facebook at Season of Self-Love. Connect with like-minded individuals who are also on their self-love journey. Now, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like for us to explore, we love to hear from you. Email us at seasonofselflove@gmail.com and let your voice be heard. So until next time, take a moment for yourself today and remember, you are worthy of love, joy, and all the beautiful things that life has to offer.